Residents of Olo-osirkon in Kajiado East constituency are unhappy with the delay in compensation for land taken up by the standard gauge railway project since their houses were demolished early this year to pave way for the second phase of the SGR.
Some of the residents have decided to go back to their land, saying that the government has not fulfilled its promise of compensating them. Nuru Abdulaziz reports.
This is Olo-osirkon location, Tuala town in Kajiado East constituency. Residents here were convinced to move with the promise of compensation for land taken up by government for construction of the second phase of the standard gauge railway. But months after they were asked to leave and reap that benefit, their expectations have turned to misery. Mwati is among the more than 1,000 residents of Kajiado who have been directly affected by the project, alongside schools, rivers, the forest and the national park. Mwati has been living in a rental house for 5 months now since his house was demolished.
Wakatuambia now that watu wa National Lands Commission wamewaambia nyinyi ati mtakuwa mmelipwa within 45 days. Wacha tulipie nyinyi rent some other places ili tuendelee na kazi yetu ya mjengo. Unfortunately, that was the last we ever heard of the National Lands Commission, the contractor who paid rent for only 2 months and disappeared.
According to Mwati, he had signed an early entry agreement with the China Communications Construction Company after a series of promises from them and the National Lands Commission NLC, adding that he has been living here for 10 years before his house was demolished and had forgotten all about paying rent. Following the delay in compensation, Mwati is now rebuilding his house.
Nilikuwa nikijitahidi nione kama nitalipa rent kwa sababu sikukuwa nataka kukuja kufanya vile nimefanya. Lakini imefika mahali where nimekuwa very desperate.
About 3 kilometers from where Mwati is, Philip Polo is also a victim and his situation is not different.
I gave in and said, well, I cannot resist the project here since everybody else is already accepting the project to go on, but I will not move out of my place until we are paid. So they offered to build for me that a temporary structure there.
Even as the government continues with its infrastructure upgrade, stories such as Mwati's and Polo's bring home the heartache that comes in its wake.
What has become a concern to us that no agency of the government actually wants to be associated with these things. So we wonder whether it's a government project or it's a Chinese project.
Ikiwa tutakuwa tunalala nje juu ya miradi kaa hii, then naona ni kaa hii miradi haifai.
According to NLC, payment for all those affected has been approved, but the National Treasury is yet to release the funds for compensation. Nuru Abdulaziz, NTV.